You're listening to Bridges Radio Program. This is a show about the creative industries, artists of all mediums, and other professionals who make the art we all enjoy. Bridges is produced at Citadel House Studios in Lewisport, Newfoundland and Labrador, and is a collaborative project between Carolyn R. Parsons and Citadel House. This program can be found on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and in podcast at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, as well as many other podcast hosting programs.
Hello, this is Carolyn Parsons, and I am here on January 4th with all by myself, doing a solo run. My co-host Bonnie Stairs is not available to be with us this fine day, so she's off doing exciting and wonderful things on adventures and is unable to be part of the show today. It is January 4th. You're with Bridges Radio here, Citadel House production. We are having a great deal of fun making this program for you all. And we took a bit of a break over the Christmas holidays. I think you all needed a break. Our last show, which was absolutely wonderful, we did an in-studio interview with Christian House. Christian is a wonderful, amazing artist. And if you heard the last show, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you go back and listen to it. But if you listen to Bridges Radio at all, you hear some fine music. When you come onto the show, there's a intro music that you hear. That music is Christian's music, and it's a sample from a song that he does. And on the last episode, we actually played the entire song. So at the end of that episode, you can hear the song. You hear that beautiful music when you come onto our show, and it actually goes into a lovely, lovely tune that's on one of Christian's albums. And we enjoyed talking to Christian very much. We talked about his music and his plans and some amazing things that he has happening. And I'm not going to tell you what they are, but on that show, there is one really exciting tour that he's doing. And so go back to that show and give it a listen, because it's a really fascinating thing, and we hope to catch up with Christian again later on, maybe in the spring after that, or I'm not sure when he's doing it, but he has some work coming. He has an album coming out too, so lots of opportunity to hear from what I think is one of the bigger talents in this province right now, a new emerging artist that has a great future ahead of him. So Christian House from Springdale, Newfoundland. He's a student at Memorial University right now and a fabulous musician. So go back, check out that episode, and I think you'll enjoy. We had a great conversation. He's just a very insightful young man to talk to, and has some good wit and lots of talent, and is able to have a yarn with us as well. So I don't think you'll be bored. I think you'll miss Bonnie today, because it's just me talking all by myself. I'm able to do it, but I'm not sure if you want to listen to it all. But bear with me. I won't keep you too long. So that was last show, which was before Christmas. So we decided not to do shows over Christmas. We took a couple of weeks off and figured we'd pick up today. So Christmas and New Year's, we have done it. It's over. We had Christmas. I hope you all had an amazing holiday season. There are people who don't have holiday seasons, and it does seem to me, it's difficult to lose people no matter what time of year it is, but particularly during the holidays, which have this, anticipation of peace and love and joy and contentment and happiness, and then something terrible happens, and that entire thing is taken away from you, in addition to losing or having the problems or drama or trauma or whatever has happened. I always have my heart broken in Christmas by the stories of the people, and not to get too far into the doldrums and down about it, but I think it's important to acknowledge it. In particular, and I won't mention names, but I had a friend whose husband passed away suddenly on Christmas Eve. He's just a young man and in his 50s, but, still vibrant and lots of life left to live with his wife, and the children were just grown and they had plans. And so he passed away Christmas Eve. Suddenly, it was completely unexpected. So they dealt with a very tragic situation in Christmas. Another person I know, her dad, who was elderly yet had been fine, took sick, and he too passed away Christmas Eve. So that was very sad for them. And so people, if you're out there and you had a rough Christmas, if you had a rough holiday, we are thinking of you. And, we're not... it's a time for thinking about the good and peace and love and joy, but what could be more loving than to wrap your arms around someone who needs it because of something terrible going on in their lives. So we are thinking of you, and we hope that the next holiday season that you will not have those sorts of bad things happen, and that you will be ready to start moving forward with, more peace in your life, and that it'll be a different holiday, even though, maybe it won't be the same again, given that, now bad memories are attached to it instead of good, but still the season is what it is, and it is about love. And so we wish all good things to all people, but particularly to those who didn't enjoy the holidays for whatever reason. And that is about Christmas. Then New Year's comes, and for me, New Year's, I read a wonderful article by a friend of mine. Sherry Shattuck is a writer and actor, and in California, I believe she lives. I know she lives in California, but she recently moved, so I'm not quite sure where. Facebook friend that I have admired, and we've made a connection. I love social media for that. There are some wonderful people that I've met that I wouldn't know, that enrich my lives, even if they are not in the same town, and I know them on social media. And she writes wonderful articles in a blog, and the latest one she wrote was about New Year's and about how we mark the time. January 1st, that's the date. But it could have been anything, and that the world is full of different calendars. And, we've all heard of the Chinese New Year, and we hear of this New Year and that. We have this one, but this is just arbitrary. It means nothing, really. It's just the day we decided. We could have decided that April 17th was the first day, or September 2nd, or whatever date we chose as the first. We use January 1st. We follow a calendar that follows the actual natural seasons, which is an interesting thing. And so January 1st is a marker for starting over. But the point of our article was we can start over every single day. We don't have to. And in my life, my beginning of my year is actually, and this started quite a while back with a group of people that I was involved in, we would do on the Aries full moon, which is in April, is considered in astrology. And I'm not, a huge fanatic follower of astrology, but we do a group thing where we set an intention and make plans for the year. So my new year is actually in April, and the Aries full moon. And I think what attracted me to that is that I was born in April. It's my birthday. It's a logical time for me to start and reflect on what's done, and to make and set the intentions and goals for the next year. So January 1st is sort of my check-in point. And I look at my plans. We actually create a visual, some people call them vision boards. We call it a treasure map. And it's a lot of fun. It's sort of artistic and creative. And I do that in April. And I actually go and look at it January 1st and see where I'm at. Honestly, I am way beyond what that treasure. I exceeded it this year in 2018. So I'm quite happy. I had a good year. And sometimes, I think I didn't do a lot. And then I look at On Facebook, people are doing these posts now in 2018, and they're listing all the things that are wonderful that happened in 2018. And I thought I should just check that out because I don't think I'd have much of a list. But when I did it, I realized, yay, it was. The big thing for me was the Manolis L thing, which I completely forgot when I did my wonderful list. But if I think about it, that happened over 5 years, but ended in 2018, where they removed the oil from the Manolis L, and that's done. And I am so happy that that's done. January 10th, final meeting. We meet with the Coast Guard. They give us the information on that. I think about that, and people talk about, how now I'm so heavily into the arts and I spent so much time at that, but it was the artists that really helped bring awareness to this. We had art exhibits, we had the concert, we had all these arts, and a lot of our board, the committee, was artists. And so we are not only interpreting the world around us, but as artists, we've also been trying to impact the world and better the world around us. So I am still celebrating artists, and I plan on doing it on Bridges Radio with Bonnie and Dean at Citadel House for as long as they'll have me, and as long as I have artists to talk to. And so far, it seems like there's no shortage in this province. They're either here or they're coming here. I've got a lineup already. I've got people who I have plans to talk to in the future. I've got tentatively booked an interview for May already for a writer that's coming through who's originally from here. I've got exciting things coming up on this show, and of course in the column which accompanies this. From the show, I extrapolate something to write in the column. So I did not make a resolution for this year. More of what happened last year. I plan to work. I have some big things. I have some tentative good possibilities, and whether they happen or not, I don't know. Some of them are sort of potential. Some of them are exciting and may never happen, but I'm going to try. But the big one is that I have a book coming out. It is called The Forbidden Dreams of Betsy Elliott, and it will be published by Flanker Press. It is finished. I'm recording this in advance of the show, a couple of days. So today, January 2nd, it goes to press, and on February 13th, it will be released. I read the final PDF of it, and I am very proud of this book. I love the story. I love the character, Betsy Elliott. She is a feisty person in 1933 in rural Newfoundland, Change Islands to be exact, in a fictional cove, fictional family, but very grounded in the reality of life back in those days. But in this particular cove, a lot of intrigue and things happen, and Betsy basically, I don't know, she's just a winner. She will do whatever it takes to do the things she wants to do, but she's always torn because she also has a huge sense of duty. And anyway, I am really looking forward to sharing that story with you. February 13th is the date. Let's cross our fingers. Everything goes well. We are in winter and it's stormy, so who knows? Maybe copies will be stuck. I don't know where they print them, so maybe if they're in province, it won't be a big deal. I don't know. I should ask that question. Anyway, Flanker Press has been wonderful to work with. I have had the amazing Donna Morrissey, who's a best-selling Canadian author. She has been my editor, and I give her total credit, 100% credit for naming the book, because we were stuck on a name. I had a working title. So The Forbidden Dreams of Betsy Elliott, and it says exactly what I needed it to say. There's a lot in this book. It's very full of action and read the thing. Just buy it and read the thing. Help me buy candy. I will make enough money to buy candy if you buy the book. No, seriously, I think it's an enjoyable read. I write to entertain the people who are reading my book. There are messages, but it's more about learning about the character and just being entertained for a while as you sit and absorb the words on the page. And I hope I've done that well. I enjoy reading it. That's a good first sign. Now we're going to finish with this. I think this is enough of me talking about stuff and doing this on my own.